Hey there, my friends. I'm coming to you live here from Yorba, California. I'm sorry I got to use this thing. My iRig finally broke after about 5 or 6 years, but I'm happy to be here in Yorba at the Save Our Children rally. I think on the title up it Save the Children. It's actually called the Save Our Children rally in Yorba. As soon as you can, if you could just let me make sure that I could. I don't normally ask you guys to tell me whether you can hear me. Usually I try to make sure that I have this all worked out before I get started. But if somebody would who's watching would just let me know, hey, I can hear you just fine over the honking horns and that kind of stuff, because I am going to be interviewing a candidate for the school board who also is the organizer for our Save Our Children broadcast or rally here. Sorry, I've been trying to work on my microphone for the last half hour and I just couldn't get it working. So I'm a little bit frustrated with that, but not frustrated with the rally. The rally's fantastic as usual. There's more people that way. Lighting is always a very difficult thing, right? When you're trying to get some lighting and backlighting correctly. So I know you have to see my face. That's super important. But I don't want to be like you think I'm in the witness protection program where you can't see me. But we do have some great stuff happening here with Save Our Children. We got a bunch of Trump flags, Blue Lives Matter flags, support the cops flags. We got cops here. Some of my friends that I've worked with in the past or been around in the past. We have neighbors of mine that I just saw, a couple neighbors of mine. We seemed, I'm not sure, but I'm feeling like the RNC, the Republican National Convention, has really kicked it into high gear. I think from this point on, I think that we're the momentum that the RNC has created. But the reason I'm saying is that because we've had a lot of honking horns before. I'm going to move my camera so nobody trips over it. It seems that we have a lot more honking horns. I'm telling you, there's not, well, right now, of course, it gets quiet the minute I say that, but the horns, there you go, you can hear them. The horns have not stopped honking. It's continuous. It is, do you hear it? Like, normally we get every so often we get one, and then maybe we might get another one. But I'm telling you, I've been here now. What time is it? It's 6:10. It started at 5:00. So about 40 minutes, right? And for 40 minutes, it's been nothing but honking horns. It has truly been amazing. So just some news on California. We got news today from our moronic governor that he's got new guidelines, which means we're going to be shut down even longer. Like, what the hell? Just when things start to get better, right? We even got an email from the school board and the school district yesterday that said, hey, things are looking good. We have 5 days on the 14-day list of opening up the schools for in-person teaching. And we get no sooner get that letter from the school district, and then he comes out with the new guidelines. He's adding another 21 days. And then after the 21 days, then there's going to be another 14 days. It is the most ridiculous. This is crazy. And so I think this is an appropriate time to bring on my beautiful guest, Leandra. Come over on this side. Sorry, I got to use this mic in this way, but my other mic just wasn't working. Okay. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very good. Leandra, how are you?
I'm good.
I just asked you like 3 times.
I know. I'm good. How are you?
You weren't on mic. I'm just so flustered with the microphone not working and Gavin's. Yeah. I don't even know what to call him. I want to call him an asshole, but I know that people are watching that may have kids in the car, so I didn't want to say asshole. But he is.
He's gruesome. He's gruesome newsome.
What? So let's first talk about that. First of all, you're running for school board.
Yes, in Area 3, Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School District.
Awesome. And so, like you, heard the news today that we have a whole new guideline set up to keep us longer in this hell that we're in.
Yes, we're like Joe Biden in the basement right now.
I didn't think about that. That's you are correct. They're just trying to make us miserable, right? They're trying to turn us into Antifa.
You know, it feels like that. And I will tell you, I went to the press conference for the OC Board of Education the other day, and one thing I'd always had a platform about special education. And I really think we need to fund special education a lot more. But what I really realized when I sat there and I was listening to all of the testimony that was coming out about this was it's not just about our special ed kids who really need to get back into the classroom and have human contact because they can't learn with masks on. They can't learn certain ways. there was families, Hispanic families, Asian families that have parents who don't speak English, and their kids are speaking English. And so when you go home and you say, "Oh, parents, you need to help your kids," well, the parents don't understand the curriculum because they don't speak the language. So the kids are on their own, and those kids are really suffering as well. So this has not only been terrible for special education, it's terrible for our kids whose parents don't speak the language. Right. I mean, it's just terrible in general. I see my kids. I got to go to a week-long baseball camp at one of the schools, and like he was just so thrilled to be back out there with his friends, playing, doing whatever. And so I just think that this is awful. Especially we were doing so well. We were 5 days into the 14, and then now all of a sudden, we're how many days? 35 days away now. It's just crazy.
No, he just created a whole new thing, like just like. It's no basis, not based on science as far as I know, and I've done a lot of research, and it's not based on the stats. And then I saw a new thing today that there's actually more people dying in automobile accidents than COVID-19. And
there's more people dying of suicides than COVID-19.
Right, absolutely. I think I've shared this before, but I have 3 families that I know of. Some of them are cops and some aren't, that have children who committed suicide. 3. Right, and we've had 0 children die in California of COVID-19. So let's go back to you really quick. I want to get off on. I want to go on a more positive stuff. Well, we may not get there either, but you are a conservative running for school board here, and do you find any difficulties with doing that in today's environment here?
So I've been endorsed by the OCGOP, by Gene Hernandez, who's the vice mayor of Yorba Linda, by the mayor of Yorba Linda, by one of the prior mayors, Tom Lindsay. Yep. I've been endorsed by the OC Board of Education, the vice president, Mary Barkey, Dr. Ken Williams, Tim Shaw. So I have a lot of good endorsements. However, what's happening is I'm being attacked because I am coming out against the Black Lives Matter curriculum that is sometimes disguised as ethnic studies that's working our way into the schools. And it's just a small group. It's the same group every time, but it's just hit jobs. And I mean, people notice it. The community notices it, and they notice the same 10 people every time that are doing these hits. Yeah. But yeah, you know, if you come up, you're racist. If you want kids to go to school and learn math, science, history, the basic subjects. And I don't understand. And I think a lot of people who are supporting this movement to get this stuff out of school and to return to traditional schooling, they don't understand. They don't understand what the problem is. Like, why do we have to have Black Lives Matter in our schools? Why do we have to have all this ethnic studies and this radical sexual education in our schools if you can teach this stuff at home? Yep. And I think the thing is here, the key word is we are not going to teach this at home to our kids. Right. So the places that they need to push it is in our schools.
Yeah, well, you took the question right out of my mouth, because that was the whole thing. Like, school is for a series of things, right? Get us ready for getting a job, get us ready for life, get us ready for buying a house, understanding interest and all that kind of stuff, the basics, and then being able to read a contract. And I'm using those as an example because those are really the basics of what you need to start as an adult and begin adulting. But they're really taking things that, as a parent, I want to have the option of teaching my kid. They're taking the job out of the parents' hands of teaching them about sex education, about teaching them about sex change, to the Black Lives Matter, about not having a family, and if having a family is horrible, or a nuclear family is bad or good. That has nothing to do with reading, writing, arithmetic, and all the other things that we need. Exercise, sports, socializing. Learning to get along. I really do believe by teaching these things, they're going to make it more difficult for people to make friends, because now they're telling them that we're racist, right? Because you're racist, now we have to teach you how not to be racist. By doing that, it often, like we're seeing in the streets right now.
Right. Well, I mean, and too, I was looking out in the backyard the other day, and I had 2 of the kids had a bunch of friends over in the pool, and I looked out back, as at the kitchen sink, whatnot, and I was just kind of watching, and I realized that I had a smorgasbord of races in the backyard. There was every color back there. And I just thought to myself, these kids don't know this. They don't know racism. They don't see color. They see their friends. And I just think it's so sad that we're trying to move to a point where we're just talking about race so much and making people look at each other by race. Like, let's just look at each other as people and just as equals.
Yeah, and I think that goes with the parties too. I think as Americans, which I call Republicans now, I've changed it to Americans because everybody else is not, apparently, because they want to destroy our country. They want to not teach U.S. history in our schools anymore. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I've made this decision that they're no, because they're screaming at people's faces. Conservatives don't seem to see color,
Right.
really. As much as they were called racist, as much as they want to call Donald Trump a racist, he has a bunch of women. He's got white women, black women. He's got black men in powers positions. I did not know his assistant was black, Leron or J-Ron. I should know his name. I'm so sorry. But I go, how do they call this man racist? I mean, I don't know what to say. It's like it's just like we're people. We're Americans. If you're good, I'm going to hire you. If you need some more education, go back and get some more education, right? So what is it? What do you think that you're going to be able to do in the position of a school board member? I'm not sure how much impact do they have on what our kids are taught.
Well, a lot of the stuff comes from the state, but then, as it trickles down, there's stuff that you can do within the law, to make sure, like a lot of people have said, you can water it down, or you can fight. And I think for me, I want to fight. I don't want this stuff to be in our schools. I don't want, and there's so many people too behind us that they want to fight as well. Like, people are waking up. Like, what the California Teachers Union has on their website, it's just ridiculous. Like, they want this Black Lives Matter. I mean, it has all of these buzzwords that if you say these certain words, you're a white supremacist. And it's just, it's just gotten too far. And I think people are really waking up as to, like, how serious this is. Like, nobody knew. I have teachers who have said that they're leaving the teachers union. They're calling these people, attorneys, they're calling to see how they can get out because they were unaware that it was this bad. So I think just we need to draw a lot of attention to the subject, and we really need to put up a fight because it's just not right. We should be able as parents to have the choice how we want our kids to be raised in the house. Like, even in the curriculum that was put out by the district, it said that, the Black History Month should be taught in the schools and will also be taught in the homes. Well, I'm sorry, if my kid's learning about it in the school, you don't need to tell me what I'm going to do in my home.
Right.
It's just not going to happen.
Right.
And so I just think it's a huge overstep. And I'm just not for it. And I know that line, it struck me. And about 10 other people were texting me when they read that. And I said, okay, so it's not just me that it struck. It struck them as well.
Yeah. You sent that to me in a private message, and I kept meaning to call you, but I knew we were going to have this chance to talk today. But it's ridiculous. It's just crazy. It has nothing to do with the education of our kids. It truly has nothing to do. Don't start telling me what I need to teach my kids about all this stuff. I do a fine job on my own.
And, too, I have talked to teachers and they say, why are they trying to get this in? We do a great job in the school district. 4th grade, you have, great history classes, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. I mean, anybody who's paying attention to their kids' schoolwork knows that they're being taught this. And so even if you're teaching up to the date, if we want to teach about the Black Lives Matter movement, let's teach about it in the same time frame that we're teaching everything else. If it's, if we need an hour we need an hour. We don't need, longer time. Let's give it the same, the same attention that we're giving the rest of history.
Yeah. It's hard enough growing up to not have to deal with, hey, maybe they're teaching me about being a boy and I'm really a girl, or a girl, I'm really a boy. And now they're just adding so much crap, right? I was watching David Harris Jr. I don't know why. He has so many names, I can't remember them all. He was interviewing a football player by the name of Jack. Dang, I forgot his name too. But the one great point that David brought up is that the one thing that the Black community, and this isn't, I'm not trying to talk anything bad about the Black community, but the one thing that he brought up about, and he's Black, and so was his guest, right, is that the only thing about the Black community is that they are their only community that has their own music that has certain things in it that's pro-murder, pro-sleeping around, not respecting women, and a couple other things. That the music contains subject matter that is teaching their community to believe that this is the right way to live. And when the reason I'm bringing this up now is that then we have our children going to school hearing about sex change, about that the family is no longer considered to be good, that that we're racist and all that kind of stuff. And you start hearing that over and over again, like people that are on social media far too much, right? You then begin to think, well, maybe I am evil, maybe I am racist, maybe whatever, and then we begin to start having some problems. I may have went on a whole rant there, but I was thinking about the community, the black community, listening to this music. And we just had a couple come by here, right? And they're flipping us off. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. They're flipping us off and playing that music. Yep.
And yeah.
So
I don't know. I don't know all the correlations. I just know that we just need to go back to being Americans, one race. I mean, I enjoy a little Tupac, and you know, I enjoy some. I guess it's '90s gangster rap.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I still play it occasionally, but
I keep moving you up because my cord is short, and
sorry.
then I'm stretching it. I'm going to pull the thing over.
Yeah, but yeah.
One other question I want to make sure and get before. I mean, there's a lot happening around us right now. Is that did you think that running for school board would cause you to be attacked and certain things to be said about you that are just completely not true? Did you expect that to happen running for something like school board? Like, how bad could that be?
Okay, so I assumed I could possibly get attacked because I knew what I would have to bring forward, and I knew what I'd have to expose that was coming into the schools. And I was told this, ahead of time, this is what's coming in. This is what we need to fight against. I researched it. I realized, it is. We're gonna have to bring this to light, and so people don't like this type of stuff brought to light. And it is like I have talked to many people who said that a lot of the curriculum is under this ethnic studies, but ethnic studies is not about necessarily ethnic studies. It's about Black Lives Matter. It's about the radical sexual education. It's about a lot of different things that's falling under the ethnic studies. So I kind of thought I would. I hoped not. I hoped that everybody, just like everybody, probably naively thinks that you hope that you're going to be able to just run your campaign and run on your message. But no, I've been attacked for my beliefs. I've been called racist because I've come out against the curriculum, because I'm not racist. I don't have a racist bone in my body. I just really believe, after watching my kids go to a choir practice and they don't sing a song because the teacher is ranting and raving about the kids not agreeing with him politically. And then you hear stories about teachers in our school district telling them to check their white privilege at the door. Yeah. And so then you have to say, when does this stop? When can our kids write papers and have their own opinions again? Yeah. That they don't have to write to what the teacher wants them to write, or else they might fail. Yeah. So you have to sit there and go, we need to return to leave the social agendas out of our classroom, and let's just go, let our kids be kids. Let them learn, let them go to PE, drama class, do whatever it is that kids do. And then let the parents at home, let us teach them what, our values and our morals is, and what our heritage is. I mean, we can handle that. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're going to talk again on Monday. Yeah, okay. We're going to talk, forgot what it was. We're going to talk again on Monday, and we're going to go into some greater detail. We're going to talk about you're a member of some new group, I understand. Anon.
Oh. Apparently, yeah. Yes. Okay, so apparently I'm a Q, is it Anon or a non? I don't know. QAnon? I don't know. On there, they'll tell me. Yeah, I've been told that I'm a follower of these people. And I think I might have gone on and researched a couple things, because, oh my gosh, is JFK Jr. really alive? I mean, I don't know. So, all this time we've had at home with COVID, maybe I was thinking, oh my gosh, is he really alive? Yeah, so you're right. And then, too, another thing about the attacks, like today, this morning, I got screenshots of PTA presidents in our school district that are emailing the families from the schools in my district, telling them not to vote for me, and just slandering me and lying and saying I'm racist. So I have all those screenshots and whatnot. But you know what? This is just going to get ugly. Yeah. It's going to get ugly, because I don't know if it is going to get ugly. Maybe it won't get ugly. It was ugly today reading that, because you know what? People who are PTA presidents, they shouldn't be using their, list of phone numbers from their families. They shouldn't be using that position to go try to, affect the results of an election. Absolutely. And so I just think that, we've kind of hit a whole new low today, and I would just like it if people will just run on their message. And if they don't have a message, then just tell people, look, I don't have a message to tell you.
Right.
But don't attack the people who do have a message that people want to hear.
Well, they're learning from the best. Nancy's teaching them how to do that, and Joe Biden. Well, Joe Biden doesn't really do anything. AOC's teaching everybody, Bernie, all those other people. Well, we're going to be talking on Monday, and we'll go into a little bit more detail, and it won't be as noisy, and I'll have a mic that works.
Perfect.
All right, everybody vote. All right, so listen here. Cassie, and I don't know if it's Cassie or Casey. I'm guessing it's Cassie. Yes, I know that there's that kind of language and white music of some artists. But what I think David was trying to say, and Jack was agreeing with him, is that there is a large number, like there's an overabundance of songs that talk about bitches and about slapping them and about shooting, with your gun and get your gat out, and drugs. Again, the list was actually fairly extensive. I was only able to pull a couple off of the top of my head. But really, he started with that it promotes murder. It promotes, speaking poorly of women and treating them poorly and slapping them around and that kind of stuff. And so what they were trying to say is that when you have this constantly being played in cars and in their homes and as a part of their lifestyle, that at some point it begins, right, to really work on the brain. And again, he was saying that this community, with us being white people, I guess, I don't know what else to say for people that aren't in that kind of community. We got our country music. We can make choices between jazz and country, and it's not like pushed on us. We get a choice. But when you're living in, and I've been in these communities, it is loud playing in the cars. You can feel the music in the communities. As a police officer, I've worked in black communities, and it is so loud. You can hear every word coming from a car driving down the road, right? You can hear it being played in the backyard. When you live in the apartment dwellings they live in, it's this constant pounding of this music. And I see what he's saying. So again, this was a discussion they were having, not a discussion I was having. And so I believe you 100%. Thank you. Amy's like my assistant. I need to hire you. Amy put the broadcast, Jack Brewer. Sorry, I don't know why I couldn't remember his name. Jack Brewer is the interview. And it's about, I would say it's about 10 minutes in is when they have discussion, somewhere in there. I would listen to the whole thing. I'm just telling you about where it is. It's in the first portion, the first third of that particular interview. It is a really good interview. I think everybody should listen to that interview. It actually is really good. I think Amy will agree. But like I said before, I don't know if you've been hearing all the honking. I'm telling you, I do think that the Republican National Convention has really done something in the air for Republicans. People aren't going to be as afraid to let people know that they're conservative, even with seeing what happened after the White House event, as Rand Paul was leaving and some of the other politicians were trying to leave and they were being attacked and screamed at. I recorded a bunch on my phone that shows them screaming at cops' faces from an inch away, women screaming and shaking their head and calling other women bitches and C words and T words and B words, and mostly white women, by the way, calling black women horrible names, right, as they were leaving. Black Democrats they were attacking, calling him Uncle Tom, such racist thing, but then calling him a racist. So they're calling him a racist name and then calling him the racist. It really is crazy. And I'm not sure if they really truly believe that they are helping their Democratic cause by doing that. They may think that they are, but I am telling you that I think that there is far more excitement here, not only in this crowd, but out on the streets as people are driving by. It is far more loud in regard to the honking horns that are going by. I've been this will be my third one here. And out of all of them, this has been the loudest honking horn since that has been going by. All right. Let me see here what else I got. I seen a couple people coming on. Hey, Christy Lynn, nice to see you. Can't pronounce some names. Sorry about that. Let's see. What other thing was going on? I already talked about Gavin. Gavin has got to go. I don't know why we cannot. It seems like we've been signing these recall Gavin Newsom things for ever since he was elected. Do we not have enough signatures yet to get this guy out of office? What do we need to do? What's next? I really think we're almost at a point we need to arrest the guy. He's damaging the state. He is destroying lives. He is destroying businesses there's got to be some provision in the state constitution that we can use to get this guy out. He is a miserable, horrible human being. If you go onto Twitter and find him, you will find like one or two people that support him. Some other lunatics. I'm not sure who they are, but you find some other lunatics on there that do support him. Hey, Rhonda Fern for governor. We got Rhonda Fern for governor there.
That's me.
All right. You want to come over here and talk to me?
Sure.
Because we're talking to
like just invite myself here, but
you just did.
I just did. That's me. So here I am here. It's a Save Our Children rally. I was a school teacher for 26 years. I was also a student for 40, so I know the importance of education. I ran for Congress in District 45 only to deal with voter integrity issues.
Okay.
And when that came out, I said, let's see what's going to happen with recall. Well, I believe recall is almost there, so let's keep our fingers crossed. And my name is ready and able to be on that ballot. I filed my paperwork actually August 1st. And I'm not going to take too much time away from this rally because it's basically, pro-Trump. Let's get 4 more years for our president. Let's back our blue. Let's save our children. And then recall will come along. I'll be on that ballot. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. I just asked the question or brought up the question of, it seems like we've been recalling him since he got elected. And I was wondering, like, how many signatures does this take? How much longer does it take? You seem to have some knowledge as to what may be going on next.
Yeah, I do. Actually, I heard that when I filed my paperwork August 1st, that we actually had 1.5 signatures. And at that, 1.5 million.
Okay.
So I, at that point, said, I'm going to file my paperwork because we actually have till November 17th to get the 2 million verified and confirmed. So I think that we're almost there, if not there, but we have to focus on the November election that we have now, which I'm doing. I'm actually working right now and helping out at the Trump headquarters in Staten to help get all of our Republican candidates elected come November. So if you're around, stop by and come see us, come see the candidates. We have a lot of events coming up for them. And then, recall will happen, and then there'll be a ballot. And then we can discuss, my campaign. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you happen to know, since you seem to have a lot of knowledge on this thing, do you know I remember we were trying to recall Pete, what's his name? Pete, our old governor, Pete
Wilson?
Pete Wilson. There was a movement then too. Have we ever come this close to actually ever impeaching a California governor? Do you know?
Well, I believe impeach or recall.
Either one.
Well, we recalled when we recalled Greg Davis, we got Schwarzenegger. Remember that one?
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Right. So, and I actually know Schwarzenegger. I've seen him, not know him personally, but I've seen him. I met and would see him at the Bay Club.
All right.
I believe we're there. I believe we're there. So let's just keep our fingers crossed. Let's give President Trump 4 more years.
Yes.
Let's get all Republicans on board. That's the goal, to stop socialism. Recall will happen. We know it. Get out there and sign if you haven't. And come visit my website. It's www.Rhonda, help me Rhonda, RHONDA, Furin, FURIN.com. And it's my website's there. I'll give you another little news point. I got a phone call today from Raul Rodriguez, and he filed his paperwork for Attorney General. Nice. So let's put in a big plug for Raul Rodriguez because he's going to be on that ballot 2022.
All right, Raul.
I'd love nothing better to have him on board with me.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. All right, well, good luck with everything.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, my friends. Well, that's exciting to get I don't know how you say it. To get a person who wants to be governor of the state of California who's actually running. I think that's pretty cool stuff, right? Thank you. Keep on there. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that very much. Chris Seward, nice to see you. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. I have been kind of thrown off in the last couple hours because I got the news about Gavin extending it out. Oh, my Lord. I'm a single dad. Those of you that don't know, single dad, 5 kids. 4 of them are in school. 3 of them are in elementary school, and 1 is in junior high. I do a lot of broadcasting, a lot of internet things that require me to use the internet. What they're expecting me to do as a single dad with these 4 children is for them to be on Zoom calls from 9 a.m. or 8:30 a.m. in the morning until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, somewhere like that. I'm not sure the exact time. 4 of them using the internet while I'm at home, where my home office is using the internet. And this is just one of the most ridiculous things. How you guys doing? You want to come on and say, what's your name?
I'm Preston.
You got to come over here so we can see you.
Hi.
Hi. And what do you think about this rally?
Trump 2020.
Nice. What about you? What's your name?
Princeton.
Princeton? Come closer, because I'm short on the line here. What do you think about this rally?
I think it's good for people to go outside because of those the coronavirus.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And what about everything about? I don't want to put words in your mouth. What do you think about who we should have for president?
Trump.
All right, nice.
Biden likes to sniff little kids.
Wait, hey,
I think that's really cool.
What was that?
He likes little kids to rub his legs, and I don't think that's cool.
Here. Can I say something?
Yeah, you got to come over here.
Don't support socialism and don't be stupid. Be smart. Smart in the brain. Don't be like Biden.
Right. Right. The kid knows.
Leave the children alone.
Thank you. Oh man, oh chef, that was completely unexpected. You gotta love kids, and they're honest. They're like me, only shorter. I shouldn't be shocked because I actually say the same thing, right? I'm not sure if I'm cutting off my head. It's really hard to tell. Sorry, back up. This is so good. All right, I'm going to take the time now just for a second to, let's see here. Hold on 1 second. It's easier if I just close it up, and then I'm going to kind of let you see around here. We got all four corners of Imperial Highway and Yorba Linda Boulevard. You can see. Oh, wait, they moved. No, we have three. We're down to 3 corners. We did have 4 corners. Usually that's the BLM corner over there. But now we have all the corners over. You can see across the street over where Chili's is. And then all the way around, like I said before, we have, we have neighbors. Donald Trump is here. I'm not sure if you see Donald Trump there in the background. He is right there. Do you see him? Donald Trump has decided to join us. That's fantastic. He landed in Air Force One over at Fullerton Airport. Most of you should know that's an impossibility. What's that? Shots fired. Shots fired. Just kidding. No. What's that? No, it's okay. It's okay. All right, my friends. I don't know what else to tell you now, but I think it's time for. Should I go home and have a shot of whiskey or no? Is that bad for me?
You should just do what you want as long as you're not like Biden and just harassing children.
Right. Or Nancy and getting drunk.
Yeah. just do like 2 shots, okay? That's enough. That's enough. And don't do stuff like me. Like today I had blueberry lemonade and I dyed it with like 4 different food dyes and it looked like diarrhea. I'm not kidding.
I wish my kids were here. They're not here. All right, my friends. All right. Oh my gosh. I should have asked your parents' permission to have you on where are your parents at? I may have to edit this later on because I didn't ask if you could be on. You need to sign a waiver. All right, I'll get your parents and I'll talk to them. All right, my friends. Hey, thanks for joining. Heather Heavens, Save the Children. And actually, it's called Save Our Children. I typed it wrong on the description. But either way, because we're discussing both school and having BLM taught in our schools, we're talking about how we don't want that. We're talking about the fact that in California, they're having a vote where parents will not know if children as young as 8 years old will be able to get hormone treatment to slow the growth of their sex as they get older. So they can make a determination later on whether they want to be a boy or a girl. That is happening here in California, strangely enough. And so these are some of the things that we're talking about. We do need to save our children. It's just not the children, but that is, although a very important thing, children that are being kidnapped and taken from their families and made into slaves and sex slaves and that kind of stuff. But it also is about our children. I wish you were here too, Heather. Good stuff. Yes, sir. Okay. Where's your parents at? Where?
My mom, but I don't think she cares about it.
Tell your mom to come over here. I just want to make sure before you come back on again.
My mom just can I just say, can I say, Mom, is it okay if I talk to this man on his
Go get your mom and tell her to come over here. Go get your mom. I feel like I'm talking to one of my kids.
I can text her. Wait, hold on, I have this phone.
Yeah, you have to. Wait, is your mom here?
Yeah.
What? You can't walk over and get her? What is it? What, you got you got 2 legs? You got Trump socks on?
Last time it took me 20 minutes to get a signal to get over there. I'm not kidding.
All right. Okay. Go ahead. What are you gonna say? Let's hear it, because the audience apparently likes you. Go ahead.
Yeah,
you gotta come here.
thank you for liking me, I guess.
Hey, I'm
I thought you were going to say something. Now you're going. An does not mean that you had something to say. It means you're thinking of something to say. All right, my friends, that's it. I got to get out of this because I don't want to get in trouble with Child Protective Services. Hey, Sarah, nice to see you. All right, we're having a good time here. One more time. What's that?
Subscribe to Laser Beam on YouTube.
Is that your channel?
No, it's a famous guy.
What do we care if he gets more likes? Follow the Andy Falco Show.
Follow me on TikTok.
Follow EDT.
No, say follow the Andy Falco Show. Ready, go.
Follow the show he just stated, because I am.
Oh my gosh, that's why we need to save our children. They have no memory. All right, my friends. My tripod's gonna fall. Sorry.
Let me back in school. I'm bored.
Yes. All right, my friends. I'll talk to you later. Bye.